But let's kick off tonight's show with Manchester United. And in the last hour, they have completed a deal worth nearly £40 million. Dharmesh has the latest on this. Dharmesh, bring us up to date.
Yes, this one is as good as done now, Brian. Manchester United have in the past hour announced the signing of the 18-year-old winger Amad Diallo from the Italian Serie A club Atalanta. The contract that he signed is until 2025, and Manchester United have the option to increase that by a further year. The fee, we're told, could rise in all with add-ons to around £37 million. Now, you'll remember on deadline day in the summer, October the 5th, there was an agreement in place between Manchester United and Atalanta for Amad Diallo, and it was subject to medicals, to work permits and personal terms. All of these steps have now been completed. And this is quite significant, this signing, because he now becomes the first player signed and registered in the UK under the new post-Brexit rules. Now, you'll remember, under these new post-Brexit rules, a player needs to get a governing body exemption to be able to sign, and only then can a visa be processed. Well, that governing body exemption has been signed, and now it's all done in advance, and it's been submitted, it's all been approved. He needed that GBE, as we call it now, for that visa application before he can travel to Manchester. And so now, once that visa application comes through, he will then be able to travel to Manchester. Positive news for Manchester United is that he will not have to quarantine, because he has been in a bubble with his club at Atalanta. And with all of this in place, he could be training with Manchester United as early as next week. Now, when this signing was agreed and everything was in place last week, Atalanta's chief executive had actually said that they would welcome the opportunity to loan him back to Atalanta from Manchester United for the rest of the season. Manchester United not having any of that. They want him training early next week with a view to fighting for a first-team place for the rest of this season.
We always get plenty of questions on this. Cavi, were you going to pick up? Sorry.
Yes, I was just going to say it's an incredible transfer because of the incredible transfer fee for a player who is just 18. And I think he's only played 5 times for Atalanta. We're talking about a £37 million transfer for a player who's only played 5 games. Now, I know he scored on his debut, but I think that's the only goal he's scored. Let's just hope, if you're a Manchester United fan, that he lives up to expectations, because £37 million is big, big money to pay, especially in the current climate for an 18-year-old. Although we've been told that he is a player Manchester United have been watching for the past 4 years. So this is not a flash-in-the-pan operation where suddenly they've been scouting somebody or been told that this is a great young talent in Italy. This is a player they've been following since he was 14. Obviously, the recruitment department at Manchester United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer think he has a big, big future. Now he just has to live up to the price tag.
I think also Manchester United have often been criticised since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club for buying players for big amounts of money that everybody knew about. This one, as you mentioned, they've been scouting him for the past 4 years. Not many people saw this one coming. Amad Diallo is on the lips of every Manchester United fan now, and it's a really exciting signing for some Manchester United fans. 18 years old, it could, go up to £37 million. But if it does go up to £37 million, then Amad Diallo will have been a success at the club.
The final point I would make is, what does this mean for Jadon Sancho? Because obviously Diallo is a right-sided, attacking winger, wide player. That is a position that Manchester United wanted to strengthen in the last window. Does this mean that they're not going to go back in for Jadon Sancho next summer?
We almost got through this whole window without mentioning Jadon Sancho.
We've gone through 6 shows without mentioning Jadon Sancho.
I don't think you can rule it out, ever, because Manchester United have had a long-term interest in Jadon Sancho. They've had a long-term interest in Amad Diallo. It wasn't necessarily a case of, if we can't get Jadon Sancho, we'll bring in Diallo, because Jadon Sancho, it represents a young English player, up and coming, and Manchester United want to be attracting the young English, British talent to come to Old Trafford. So Amad Diallo, great signing, because he's a young player, 18 years old. They've been scouting him for a while. I don't see why they would suddenly say, right, that's it for Jadon Sancho.
So you think Jadon Sancho is a question of when, not if?
When did I ever say that?
Or if, not when?
Never said that. It's put words in my mouth again.
Watch this space, that's what I like to say.
Have you been trolling me on Twitter?
What I would just say, just to pick up on what Dharmesh has said, we always get questions on this in terms of quarantines, and I'm in regular contact with government officials, as we all are, and the message keeps coming back to us because they are in that elite sport bubble, they are in that exemption category. It's very different to you or I if we just want to get on a plane and travel around the world. There are many, many restrictions in place. It doesn't apply for footballers in that elite sport bubble, and that's why, in this particular case, as in any other case, there are no kind of requirements for them to self-isolate.